Coach, you're up 2-0, and they score 3 after that. Your thoughts? What did you think of your team, not just on the ice, but off the ice as far as down the stretch?
I didn't like my team today. We played solid hockey for 10 minutes of the second period, and we were all over them. We had a fragile team on the ropes. They had nothing going, and then we just backed off. And then we did not play. We stood still. We slapped pucks away. We didn't break out clean. We were not good.
Sometimes there's signs that maybe there's going to be an off night effort-wise or execution-wise. Was there at any point during the game or before that you thought, I don't know, I don't have a great feeling, or just kind of watching the game, it just ended up that way?
Well, it ended that way. Going into the game, I thought we were tired last weekend there, and so I didn't push them hard. They had a day off, and then we just had a nice light practice, worked on some power play stuff, and I thought, okay, hopefully that gets them refreshed for upcoming games, because we're going to get busy now, and kind of backfired on me. But that won't happen again.
Yeah, what about midway through the season? That kind of deal. I mean, how frustrating, I guess, or disappointing is it that you got to see that kind of effort and it ended that way?
Yeah, they weren't moving. Their brains were shut off, and like I said, the 10 minutes of the second period, it was good hockey. We were jumping, we were on the forecheck, we were holding on to pucks, we were low to high, we were getting bodies to the net, we were putting pucks to the net, and it worked. And then they decided that it's not going to work anymore, so they'll just stop skating and turn pucks over. And we had, not everybody, probably half the team worked and the other half were just, I don't know what their problem was, so, but I'll figure it out.
How do you go about fixing that? Is it from the leadership group, or do you think it's a message from the coaches?
Well, you count on your leadership group to help, but it'll be us as a staff. I'll watch the video, and then whether it's working harder in practice or it's individual meetings and show them the plays they're making, that will happen.
At one point in the first period, you were outshot 11-1. I think was the last number I saw. How important are quality opportunities early in a game to kind of set the tone? And do you feel like your team kind of from the jump wasn't?
Yeah, we a couple shifts into it, you think, okay, it's only 2 shifts into it, but and then they were buzzing, and it was probably a good thing Clay was playing well, or we could have been out of the game after the first period. But again, then we score a goal at the end, and the guys start thinking they're a good hockey team. Well, we haven't played good hockey yet, so you just hope maybe that goal helps and we switch it around, and I thought we did for that 10 minutes of the second. We couldn't hold on to it.
You mentioned Clay, and you made a great save there to send the game to overtime in the final 10 seconds. How do you assess his performance? Obviously a tough night the way they lost.
Yeah, it's kind of bad for him. It's too bad the players in front of him didn't play for him. Like, these guys, for the most part, they have their off nights just like our players do, but they've been good all season for the most part. And the games that maybe they're off, sometimes it's not just them, it's the whole team in front of them. And I did not like our team tonight.
Coach, you've harped on throughout the season your frustration with neutral zone turnovers. It seemed like on basically every single one of their goals it was caused because of a neutral zone turnover. How frustrated are you that maybe that message and maybe that crispness in the neutral zone hasn't come through yet to your team?
Well, it has. That's the scary thing, because they've managed the puck pretty well. Obviously at the start of the year, they're getting to know all the systems or how we want to play, and then they gradually get it, and then when we do it for a long stretch of time, it works, and then all of a sudden they retreat back to bad habits in the neutral zone. They know. It's not like I haven't told them enough. They know. It's just there's mental tired errors. That's all it is.
Ivan Miroshnichenko had a couple of those turnovers. Do you sense maybe, with all the call-ups and the injuries that's happened in Washington, do you sense maybe that he's showing some frustration that maybe he hasn't been part of that group much this year?
Well, if he is, he hasn't mentioned it to me, because I communicate with him about it, that he needs to work hard and play his game hard. When he does, a 200-foot game, it's noticeable. It wasn't noticeable tonight. And he wasn't the only guy. And he got frustrated because, I think he knows when he's off, but That's where, good players learn to not get frustrated about it and clean it up the next shift. But he'll bounce back, he'll be fine, but yeah, I don't expect him to make those turnovers. He's gotta be better.
Finally, you guys are leaving the state of Pennsylvania for the first time in 18 games, which that seems like a crazy stat to anybody, but you're going on this road trip to Charlotte.
Yeah.
As the season, we've reached the halfway point. This now seems like a really critical 2 games against a team that's ahead of you guys in the standings. What are you guys looking to do to bounce back, and what do you think you're going to do with the lineups here?
Well, the lineup has to be, that's on me. I gotta make sure I have the best lineup possible to win the hockey games this weekend. But it's, again, you mentioned it, it's the turnovers in the neutral zone. And when we don't turn pucks over in the neutral zone and we play, that makes us play faster because we're putting pucks behind them, or we're making plays off the rush, we're a better hockey team. They know that, I know that, I just need to make sure we're all on the same page coming this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.